Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we're looking at DarkKnightmon. Finally, I'm happy with my build, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So I'm on 4 copies of BT6 Pagumon. On deletion, reveal the top card of your deck. Add it to your hand if it's a black Digimon, otherwise it goes bottom. It's going to help us find our pieces, and we do have our stacks die quite a bit in this deck. 1 copy of Monitamon. On deletion, if you have a black Tamer, draw 1. This is dead if you don't have a Tamer on board, but we're running Ukkomon, and this was the next best egg in my opinion. 4 copies of BT10 Monitamon. On play, reveal top 4. Add 2 cards that are either black with Knightmon or DeadlyAxemon in their names, or with Twilight in their traits, among them to your hand. The rest go bottom. Just great on play searching, digs 4 deep. Nothing to complain about there. And then 4 copies of the new BT19 Monitamon. On deletion, reveal top 3. You add a card with Knightmon in its text or the Twilight trait to the hand and place 1 of the same type of card under your Tamers. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. And this one has a reboot inheritable, so this is what you want to see in your stack. But that on deletion effect is also really great. 4 copies of the Ukkomon for BT16, Finding Tamers, Finding Pieces. This is a deck that is kind of reliant on its Tamers who want that blocker effect from the Nene, so being able to find a Nene and get it on board sooner than later is definitely important. For our level 4s, there's going to be a lot of them. We have 4 copies of the SkullKnightmon Mighty Axe Mode. This is treated as SkullKnightmon and DeadlyAxemon, which does matter for your Digi-Cross requirements. On play, reveal top 3. Add a card with Knightmon in its name, 1 DeadlyAxemon or 1 Nene to your hand. Trash the rest. If you Digi-Cross with 2 cards, delete something with a play cost 4 or less. The reason I really like this card is it is a Digi-Cross for -1 and -1. You can actually just plop this down for 2 in some worlds, and then you get that on play search effect, and that is just fantastic. It's great. Early level 4 on the board for a really cheap cost, and then you can hard play another body and go 2 wide, potentially on your second turn. So feels really nice. 4 copies of the BT7 SkullKnightmon. I really like this card because this inheritable is kind of really good in this deck. It is just a generic security attack +1 for all of our top end, and I'm all about the aggression in this deck. So I feel like 4 copies of this card is definitely great. When attacking, you trash all the Digivolution cards of one of your DeadlyAxemon and place it at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards to Digivolve into a DarkKnightmon in your hand without paying its memory cost. So if you have a DeadlyAxemon on the board and you swing with this, you can basically Evo for free, which we can't complain about. That's also a fantastic effect. And then that DarkKnightmon would get the security attack +1 effect, so just a great card to have. 3 copies of the BT7 DeadlyAxemon. On play, you go 5 deep. You add 2 cards with Knightmon in their name, among them to your hand. The rest go bottom of the deck in any order. It's self-explanatory. This is like debatably the best searcher in the deck. Just grabbing 2 pieces with Knightmon in the name. You get DeadlyAxemon, you get SkullKnightmon Axe Mode, you get LordKnightmon, and you get DarkKnightmon. Just it hits everything. So that is awesome. It's also a 2-cost Evo, where some of the new DeadlyAxemons cost 3 to Evo instead, which I was not a fan of. And then your turn, while this Digimon has Knightmon or Pagumon in its name, it gets 2k DP. That should hit all of our top end. So we have a 2k DP boost on our turn for all of our top end. We're on 1 copy of SkullKnightmon Cavalier Mode. The main reason why is when Digivolving, you get jamming until the end of your opponent's next turn, and this can Evo for 1 on the level 4, so we can actually Evo this on top of the SkullKnightmon and get 2 jamming checks, which I just think is cheeky and cute. 2 copies of the new BT19 DeadlyAxemon. This has Retaliate, and if we have the Nene on board that gives everything blocker, this is a blocker Retaliate for 4 cost. I don't see a world where I hate just Rookie in the back turn 1 and then plop this down as a retail blocker if we have the Nene on the board. On deletion, you save, and then the reboot inheritable. I guess I just said do that turn 1. You can't do that turn 1 because you need a Nene on board, obviously. But you get the picture. I don't hate ever plopping this down as a blocker Retaliate body. 3 copies of the promo SkullKnightmon. On deletion, you get to play a Tamer with Amano in its name from the hand or trash without paying the cost. This SkullKnightmon has save, which is why I feel like you need at least 3 copies in the deck. We are going to be looking to play some, doing some Digi-crossing with sources under our Tamers, so having that save effect is really huge. And then while this Digimon has the Bagra Army or Twilight trait and is level 5 or higher, you get Sec +1. This doesn't unfortunately come up for all of our top end. Things like the LordKnightmon do not have the Bagra Army or Twilight trait, so they will not get the Sec +1, but it does come up sometimes, and so it is still a great inheritable. For our level 5s, we're running 3 copies of the DarkKnightmon from BT10. This used to be the best DarkKnightmon, in my opinion. It had on-play D-Digivolve 1, so when you Digi-cross and you plop this down for 4, you're going to get to D-Digi something. And then if you Digi-cross with 2 cards, you pop something with a play cost 5 or less. That's really good still. And then all turns when this Digimon would be deleted, you return a level 4 or lower black Digimon card from your sources to the hand. You get to play a SkullKnightmon or DeadlyAxemon from your sources without paying the cost. Great way to get something like this retail blocker DeadlyAxemon back on the board, or one of these on-play searches to start rebuilding your hand to do more Digi-crossing. Now we have 4 copies of the new BT19 DarkKnightmon. It has material save 1 on play, and when digivolving, de-digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if digicrossing with 2 cards, you can delete 1 play cost 3 or lower Digimon or Tamer. The main purpose of this, you're going to use this for, is Tamer hate. It is really great in this meta. And then on deletion, you're going to play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with Knightmon in its text from under one of your Tamers without paying the cost. That is why the save effect really matters on the SkullKnightmon and the DeadlyAxemon. Having these under your Tamers so that when this DarkKnightmon dies and you get to play it back is huge. This is also a Digicross for 4 if you have both the materials, which is great. And the Inheritable says on deletion, you play a level 4 or lower Digimon with DarkKnightmon in its text from your trash without paying the cost. So this is just going to recur you a body on its way out the door. So nothing to complain about there. It really helps with the aggro identity of DarkKnightmon. For our level 6s, we're on 2 copies of DarkKnightmon X. It is Evo from 4 on a DarkKnightmon, and then when digivolving, return a black or purple Digimon card other than DarkKnightmon X from your trash to the hand. And then if DarkKnightmon or X-antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete 1 Tamer and unsuspend this Digimon. The cool thing about this is you can delete Nene to get 2 memory back, making this a 2-cost Evo and a free unsuspend. If you have the Sec+1 Inheritable underneath this, you can get 2 checks in with this, and then with the DarkKnightmon, and then Evo into this, pop the Nene, unsuspend, and get 2 more checks. So just a great finisher almost in this deck. And then on deletion, you play DarkKnightmon from your trash without paying the cost. Obviously, we have great DarkKnightmons to float into, so good 2 of in the deck, in my opinion. We're going 3 copies of the new LordKnightmon Ace from BT18. Really important, this doesn't have an on-play effect. This is just when digivolving, you play a level 5 or lower Digimon card with Knightmon in its text from your hand or trash without paying the cost. And then all turns, all Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon gain collision. So nasty effect. I really like this card in this deck. I feel like it adds finally some counterplay that this deck really needed. Being able to play out one of these D-Digibodies as soon as you Evo into this and then forcing collision is just good. And then because we are running LordKnightmon, I am on 2 copies of LordKnightmon X, Collision, Piercing. When you Evo, you de-digivolve 1 on all of your opponent's Digimon, or sorry, on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then till the end of their turn, that Digimon can't digivolve. You get to do this for each Digimon that you have. So if you get to Blast Ace into this LordKnightmon Ace, you're going to be able to play out a DarkKnightmon, so you should be too wide. You're going to de-digivolve 2 Digimon and make them not able to Evo. And then if LordKnightmon is in your sources, all of your Digimon with Knightmon gain Alliance and get 3k DP, so that is also just incredibly strong. 4 copies of the BT10 Nene Amano. I find myself wanting to see this one the most on play. It's going to reveal top 4. You add a card with Knightmon or DeadlyAxemon in its name, or Twilight in its traits among them to your hand. The rest go bottom. On the opponent's turn, all your Digimon with DarkKnightmon in their names or Twilight in their traits gain blocker, and then on deletion, you gain 2 memory. We have 1 copy of the BT19 Nene Amano. I just have this because it is a memory setter, and then if something with Composite or Twilight traits would be played, you can suspend this Tamer to Digicross with a card under one of your Tamers and 1 card from your trash. And then we have 2 copies of Kiriha and Nene. This will gain you a memory if there are 2 or more Digimon in play, and when you would play a Digimon card with Blue Flare or Twilight trait, with Digicross requirements, you can suspend this Tamer to place 1 card from under your Tamers and 1 card from trash as sources. So same thing as the other Nene Amano. I just find myself only wanting to see 1 of these because it's a memory setter, and then 2 of these is fine because you want to have that memory gain effect. So that is it for my DarkKnightmon deck profile. Let me know what you guys think of this deck in the comments down below. What are you doing with DarkKnightmon? Are you still trying to make it work? Are you even running the LordKnightmon support, or are you just trying to keep it pure DarkKnightmon? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you to our YouTube members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong and Big Z11 who make videos like this possible.